Oh boy, this video was kind of a bit late, but hey, I'd rather have something of quality than something rushed. Who am I kidding? This is probably just going to be the same mediocrity for the last 3 years. Nothing has changed. But anyways, let's begin. Another episode of the Variety Pack. Basically, I just talk about 3 things on the internet. Things that I find interesting, there isn't really that much information about, but I still want to make a video out of them, so that's pretty much it. It's like down the rabbit hole, but in a pamphlet, if that makes any sense. Anyways, let's just begin. So Digibro has always been the poster boy of anime reviewers, but like all legends, he started out 6 years ago as a small-timer, making YouTube videos while working part-time at Target. He specialized in making deep analyses in his vids. One of his first vids was on My Little Pony, if you can believe that. Then he started sinking his teeth into the classic anime punching bag Sword Art Online, and the rest was history. His style was to be hypercritical of whatever media he talked about. It would be a bit reductive to say that he was playing a character. It was more like a hyperbolic version of his own opinions.
But I don't like sports. Well, let me ask you something. Do you also happen to be fucking retarded?
Yeah, I didn't watch Steins Gate because the idea of getting trapped in a time loop just sounds really unappealing to me.
I mean, like, why even watch One Punch Man? He just kills everybody in one punch. That doesn't sound interesting. I mean, like, I have to ask, like, what do you think a sports anime is? Are you expecting that you're just gonna be watching people play sports? Like, that's all it's gonna be? Because I don't think they'd be that popular.
His overall aesthetic and cadence led him to grow his channel. Not to mention that the trend of angry reviewing kind of morphed into this age of hardcore analysis. So it was only inevitable. Probably one of the more interesting things was, after being challenged to write a light novel, he wrote one in less than a week. It made little to no sense, entire chapters that just took place in different settings, and was just full of plot holes. Also, he's been known to rap. Badly.
I got motherfucking shit to do that's bigger than your kiddie pool. But babies crying out, they need a teacher for their kinder school. So now I'm her, have no fur, make the haters disappear. Then I'm right behind you, Dio Brando's Awarudo is who mine. I'm the dark sign grafted to your neck, Griffith killing.
One of his more ambitious achievements would have to be The Procrastinators, a podcast featuring the likes of Ben Saint, Best Guy Ever, and a few other notable YouTubers who talk about things like anime and reviewing. He even did a podcast with low self-esteem professional incel Mumkey Jones before kicking him due to them having a personal falling out. There's a bit more to it than that, but the long and short of it was that Digi said that Mumkey's kicking wasn't personal, but in reality it kind of was. This is Variety Pack, not some high school guidance counselor office. I'm not gonna waste my time with this nonsense. And lastly, Digibro has had a few hot takes about the issues of Lolicon, saying that it's technically not pedophilia. While I personally don't approve of this message, Digi thought that it would be a good hill for him to die on. Many people dogpiled him, but eventually people would move on to other things, as is the internet. Like him or not, Digi is an interesting YouTuber to follow. Joe Dini was a YouTuber who got his foothold into the internet anthropology community around 2016. After being inspired by the It Came From The Internet podcast. He kind of started around the same time that I got in, though instead of doing edited videos, he resorted to doing live stream podcasts with his friends. This series, going by the name of Legends of the Internet, usually lasts 12 episodes in the titled seasons. And he considered himself kind of a producer, probably kind of a holdover from his old job in broadcasting, but more on that later. He would eventually branch out into other series like Untold Legends, which basically covered internet personalities that didn't make the voting process for his main series. Also, Joe wasn't usually the main host for most of that show. Though many people liked the format change, others thought it was poorly executed. And while it's no longer available, I actually featured in one of his audition episodes for Legends of the Internet. I also got Joe to do some voice work for one of my videos. He also did some streams where he would talk about his everyday life called Dini Truths, but eventually took them down. I mean, seriously, Dini Truths? What the hell kind of name is that? It sounds like that one episode of The Simpsons where Bart was doing that school news show, Bart's People. Oh, it was so pretentious. Anyways, once his channel hit the early thousands in subs, Joe thought that things could only get better for his YouTube career. So he quit his stable broadcasting job to do YouTube full time and decided to get a part-time job as a delivery driver. Then around January 1st, 2020, he announced that his series would be on indefinite hiatus, saying that when he would return, he'd be in a more producer position rather than as a main host. Joe Dini is the classic example of the consequences that occur when chasing after the limelight, internet or otherwise.
Because I'm going to be working my tail off so that I can try to get back onto this on a regular basis. But for right now, just can't do it. So we got to end it for now. But who knows what's going to happen. So keep your heads high. Keep your hands up. Just do whatever it takes. And we'll see you all later.
Nick Elward, mainly known as Nelward, first started uploading music around 2014. If the name sounds familiar, he made music for the Hat in Time DLC, Yakuza Metro, and for the formerly titled Mother 4. He even did the theme for the H3H3 podcast, for all 2 people who still listen to that. I actually used some of his music in one of my previous videos. His style is kind of this mix of 80s new wave, 90s hip-hop, jazz, and just a dash of Earthbound, creating some of the most catchiest music that I've heard in decades. His song Ghost is probably one of my personal favorites. At first, it just sounds like your typical quirky, absurdist song, but once you really listen to the lyrics and find out that it's actually a song about breakup, it just goes to show you there's more to Nelward than his overall appearance and aesthetic.
Read my lips, but don't you dare reply, 'cause I am just a dinosaur, alive inside a screen. Bring me out and hang me up to dry. I don't believe in dinosaurs, but I know ghosts are real. There's a ghost in my home, but it's better than being alone. Reading red messages with no replying. There's my house is haunted, that's the way I want it. Red messages with no replying.
Hell, the reason why this video was delayed for so long was because I couldn't stop listening to some of his songs. That's the problem I have when talking about musicians, online or otherwise. I can never truly get my thoughts out, and it just kind of comes out as me saying it's good. And you can only say it's good about something so many times. Just check his stuff out at your own risk, because you're going to break that replay button. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope this vid was worth the wait, and I'm hoping that my next videos over the current year will be just as good. I kind of felt like I rushed through this one, but, you know, like I said, these are more, I guess, like pamphlet, internet anthropology videos, if that makes any sense. They're just kind of meant to be these little, like, bite-sized little nuggets of info. So I will see you guys later.